I'm Joris from Neverglow, and this is how we made Avena. So the first thing I would like to show you is how we made the lead. So this lead was actually made by the guys from Noise Sound. They sent me the preset so I can show you. It's a real easy lead. It's just a saw and a sine wave with some unison detune. And we have a phaser, some EQing, and a compressor on it. And it sounds like this. So that's it for the lead. Real easy. So the second thing I would like to introduce to is the drums, how we made that. But first let me play the drop for you so you know how it sounds. So that was the drop. Now here we go. I have two top kicks in this one. The main kick, which is some EQing on it and a volume shaper. Claps. And after 4 bars there are some rides introduced. Some small fills in between. And let me see, I have a shaker loop coming in after 8 bars, the second part of the drop. So that's it for the drums. So when we dive a little bit deeper into the drop, you'll notice there are a lot of different things going on. I use lots of bass shots and bass effects, and I'll run by them one by one. So this first one is it's a reversed bass, which I automated the cutoff and the volume a bit, as you can see right here. This is how it sounds. To get you sucked into the next part of the drop. I have lots of bass shots. I have this one. Another one. And in this part I have some other ones. Another one. And in here I have a sub and also a mid bass thing. This one you hear is, let me see, it's actually the same lead as a drop lead, but with different ASDR settings to make it, and a little bit lower in pitch, of course, to make it like a bass sound. So yeah, that's this. I also automated the pitch to go down. Here even some more bass shots. And in here I have also a big synth lead, synth shot. with some nice reverb on it as well. And they consist from three different layers. And altogether they sound really nice if you ask me. So, okay. And some other really important stuff is the Attacky sub, which the guy from Noise Out made. It's really aggressive. So we already talked about how the lead was made. I have it bounced to audio right here. But also really important in this drop was the reverse reverb. Let me show how it sounds solo. So the drop without the reverse reverb would sound way less good if you ask me. Let me play it without the reverb. That's just weird, and this is riff. So that's it for the drop, I guess. Talk about how we made the break. Let me just play first for you, so you know how it sounds. So, that's the break. Let me break it down for you. So these are the chords. Vocal sample. We have some ambience. These are some birds and some jungle sounds. Even more ambience. And more. And we have an ARP, which is actually a flute. It's opening up from a filter. We have an elephant sound, which says bird, but it's an elephant for sure. So at the first part of the break, there's this vocal sample. And here comes the duduk sample. It's a pitched and cutted sample from Kashmir. We also introduced the drop lead in the breaks. And clock, which is 10 to the left and right to give it a cool effect. And I have a drum fill. It's a drum ending sample from Kashmir as well. Kashmir impact, lots of Kashmir. Another ambience thing. Some Kashmir drums. The bass. Some more strings down here. A plug, which is opening up from a filter towards the end of the break. And even some more ambience. So the thing about our breaks is that we really use lots of atmosphere samples to give it some depth, also to work around the theme, to make it special and yeah, main stage proof, I guess. And that was our main anchor right here, to get it played at the main stages, and I think we did a good job on that. So that's it for the break. So let's talk a little bit about the mixing process. As you can see, we already bounced lots of audio, so otherwise I wouldn't be able to show you the project properly. So the mixing is done in previous projects. But there's one thing I would like to show you. It's how we process the drums, especially the parallel bass on it. So here are the drums soloed. And what I did here was I made a parallel bass to add some more punch to the drums. So I'm gonna solo out the parallel bass. So it's just a punch coming through, which what I did is I used the glue compressor for it, camel crusher, and after that the most important part is the transient shaper. And after that an EQ to remove all the unwanted lows. So this is how the drums sound without the parallel bass on. And this is with the parallel bass on. Just a small difference, but in the end it does a lot to your drums and makes sure your drums punch through the mix. So yeah. The next part I wanted to talk a little bit about was the mastering. So what I always do is use reference tracks. In this case, I don't know which track I used, but I used the T-Rex Master Match. What it does, it analyzes the frequency balance from the reference track you put in, and it combines it to the frequency range of frequency spectrum you have on your own track. So that's what the first thing I did. After that, I EQ'd it a bit more, removed some of the harsh frequencies, opened up the highs a bit, and gave the bass a little bit more punch. After that, a compressor with glue settings from T-Rex as well. The vintage warmer, which I learned from Brooks. He explained this plugin during a masterclass at Dance Fair. I think it was in 2017. An ozone, which I used for stereo widening, and an equalizer, just actually rolling out the lows and not doing anything or more. I used some saturation on the master, the isotope trash 2, tape saturation at 25%. I'll go buy them, solo them out, and turning them on one by one. So as you can see, what I did is I used a lot of headroom. And in the end, I am using four limiters to give it the loudness I want. But all just really subtle settings to prevent my master from getting distorted. So basically that's it for the mastering. Just some EQing with the reference track, some more EQing by myself, and then after that there's some tape saturation, some compressing, some widening, and some limiting. I think the key to a good mix and master is just starting off with a really good mix down. When your mix is shit, your master will sound shit as well. So focus on the mix down first, and after that just start experimenting on your master. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions about this track or anything other you just want to chat, come find us at our socials. Thanks. Bye.